Now that was not forecast at all. The forecast for today is 28 degrees and mostly clear. Now I woke up this morning at 5:30 AM to the sound of rain on the roof, and what did I think to myself straight away? I thought, I didn't close the lids on the bins last night because I didn't think it was going to rain, so I had to rush out to the paddock 5:30 this morning and close the lids on the bins. But luckily there's only about 5 tonne in one of the bins, so it wasn't very much. But anyway, it was very surprising to see that in there today. 3 mil, there you go. But yes, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you.
See ya.
See ya. I'm glad that I cleaned this thing down last night, because honestly, any amount of rain on these machines, when you got chaff and stuff all over them, and the chaff just sticks like cement to everything. So anyway, I thought what I'd do this morning, because it's cold and very damp out here at the moment. Since the header's so close to home, I'm just going to run it back down there. I got to hit the 50-hour grease nipples on the front. I'm going to just blow out the radiator, just get, while I'm close to the compressor, I'll just blow that all out, freshen everything up. That way when we can get going again, we can just get stuck into it. Everything's good to go for another 50 hours. The other thing is that the next paddock of wheat that we're going to go into, to get into it, I have to go back in down by a gate back next to the house anyway, because that's the only decent sized gate that we can get this machine through. So we've got to go through one paddock to get to the one that we're going to go into next. But I mean, in other news, just the way things have been, of course, like my ute is overdue for a service at the moment. It's lined up perfectly with seeding time. It went due for a service, it done its 10,000 Ks. And now, during the middle of harvest, it's done its 10,000 Ks, it's due for another service. So anyway, we're going to use the opportunity today. Maybe we'll even get some parts for the chaser bin, and yeah, maybe we can really get on top of things. So that paddock of wheat there is where we're going next. The only problem with that is the gate is right down there somewhere to get into the bottom paddock to drive up to get into the gate into this paddock. So just works out really well to take it back and do all this now. Plus it's nice and cool and overcast, so it's good working conditions out there. But yeah, like I said, I got woken up at 5:30 to the rain, and I jumped out of bed and I shot up the back road and I shut those bin lids. And well, I was awake after that, so what did I do? Naturally I sat down and I edited a video for you guys. Had it all done by about 7 o'clock this morning. And here I was thinking today was going to be a good harvest day. 28 degrees and mostly clear was the forecast. I thought, beautiful, we're gonna have a really good run at it today. No, we don't get a good run at anything this year, guys, you know that. So this one here would have to be my least favourite grease nipple on the whole machine. And why do you say that? Because you've got to pull this damn shaft off to grease it. The other shafts, look at this. See? This black cover spins around, there's the grease nipple. Black covers spin around and line up. The grease nipple's back there somewhere. But this one, oh no, you've got to pull the shaft off and then you got to extend the shaft out until you eventually find the hole. I mean, that's just going to upset a millennial like me. And it doesn't seem that bad, but I can tell you, with this silly black cover on here, it is really annoying to get this thing on and off. Woo! I'm just going to run this ute around quickly into the workshop and give it a little bit of a birthday. And well, the sun is out in force now, and the wind's picked up, so anything's possible today, especially if it does get up to like 28, 29 degrees like they're saying.
Don't always get everything in the morning, sometimes afternoon, so I wouldn't hold my breath.
Nah.
Jam have done the shaft.
Yeah.
It's actually got a big collar around it.
Ah, okay.
So it's weird, well, it's only got about this much shaft that sticks into that coupling.
Ah, right, yeah. I didn't really think that the chaser bin would be going today. I also didn't think that it was we'd had 3 mil rain in the gauge this morning either. Alrighty guys, this thing is done and dusted, and unfortunately it needed the works and jerks done to it. It was due for transmission oil and transfer case oil. I hopped on my computer and had a look, and I thought, oh, that's all due. I just thought about kicking the tyres and getting the thing out the shed, but I was like, nah, I just got under there, I got it all done, and got it, you know, it's off my mind now. So a bit annoying that it's lined up with this time of the year, but it just seems to be going with the theme of the season. So anyway, I'm just running up now. I'm just going to throw some fuel and some augers. I think we're going to head out and have a crack at some harvest. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon now. If it's going to go, it'll go now. So hopefully the moisture's low enough, but we'll find out soon enough. Well, that's the first empty paddock of wheat for 2023. Done and dusted. It averaged right on about 3.2 tonne to the hectare, so Dad would say that's average. I say around 3.5 is average, but this is our worst paddock of wheat at home. This was the one that we got the guys in to do rolling on the western side of the paddock, and we were going to cut it because of the ryegrass. Then we had the barley stuff up, so we ended up just leaving the wheat and let the ryegrass get away there. So this paddock's going to go fallow next year, but if this one still did 3.2, then I'm hopeful that the rest of the stuff around here will be at least average, which would be really, really nice. So bit surprised, sort of thinking that 2.5 tonne might have just about seen it out. So it's positive, it's nice. So we will head back home here now. We'll grab the header, or the combine, known as it's known everywhere else in the world, and we'll head up and start reaping, I guess. Dad will shift some bins around for me if I need. Earlier on, I don't know if you caught it, he was saying Jamestown Engineering are finished with the shaft. The shaft is repaired, that's ready to go. We're just waiting on a new cog to arrive, so that should be here, I'd hope tomorrow, but yeah, you never really know. Does your vehicle drive nicer after it's been serviced, or is it just like a placebo effect because you're just so happy that you've cleaned it and got the maintenance up to scratch? Header's telling me that it's go time, so get some bins over here I think, and we'll get ripping into it. It looks like it's going to go, so I'm just going to jump in the ute with Dad here now, and we are just going to grab the firefighter and bring that over. It's only a couple hundred metres away, but we've got to get it in the paddock, so it's close by.
Look a better colour than
I didn't really take a close look yet. It's probably is still a little bit tough, just looking at the sample. Doesn't seem like it's separating as well as it was in the other paddock, so.
No, maybe it's going to be a bit tough, but anyway, there you go.
I think we might tighten things down a little bit because there's quite a bit of unthreshed stuff coming in there and a couple of little bits of straw, so I think it's just a little bit tougher today. Might just close our bottom sieve down a couple, I think, and we'll see how we go with that. I don't want to close the concave down too much and speed up the rotor because I was getting the odd cracked one in there, but we'll try that first, see how much of a difference that makes, make sure I'm not turfing too much through the return elevator. So we'll just cut out a few laps down the bottom here on this southern end so we can put some bins down here, and yeah, then we'll start making some tracks hopefully. Definitely not as nice looking as the other paddock. Yeah, there's a few more screenings in here for sure. There's definitely some smaller stuff in here, I think.
Yeah,
It looks a bit nicer though, like the colour of it's a bit nicer.
Oh, you definitely can't see why you wouldn't go up a couple of grades there. Question is, will some of those fall through?
Yeah, well, that's my concern. But if you look, yeah, I don't know, this might just been an area in the paddock where it was...
As far as actual screenings go, it's just smaller grain, that's that one there. But sometimes they don't fall through.
Yeah.
But yeah, better quality, I'd say.
Yeah.
Looking at, well, it should be too, off the bench.
Yeah, yeah. My auto steer won't engage because it has a position accuracy fault at the moment, which is just very typical for this product, unfortunately. It's constant battle. You know, you pay for a product and you pay a subscription to have the best level of steering you can, and it feels like sometimes, like when we were reaping the barley up there the other day, on the side of the hill here, I ended up just having to go back to autonomous for the afternoon because I was so sick of it dropping out. So anyway, first world problems, but it's still frustrating. And sorry, I do this all the time where I talk about something and I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but when I say I got to go back to autonomous steering on here, that's basically free to use steering, so you don't have to pay a subscription. But I paid a subscription for RTK on here, and I've got all the gear for this Topcon screen to do RTK. Now the free to use one is sub 50 centimetre accuracy, I think, so that'll follow your line within 50 centimetres. RTK is sub 2.5 centimetres, so it's a massive difference. But yeah, that's just to clarify, so anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, even someone who doesn't use Topcon probably might not have known what I meant then. Autonomous! Woo! Yeah, not too bad, mate. How are you? Yeah. Is there anyone else out reaping or not? I've decided to run a moisture test with the little handheld as well, because I just rang my truckie and he said nobody else is reaping. And well, it's telling me that we're right around that 11% on mine, so not that I trust this thing at all. This thing's absolutely hopeless, but we'll see what it says. I find this thing's about 2% out, 2% out all the time. I probably need to go and calibrate it properly, to be honest, but well, that's telling me that it's at 9%. The header's telling me 11, so that sounds about right. We're probably at about 11%. Let's do another test. Feels plenty dry to me. There ain't nothing wrong with that, boys and girls, so we'll keep going. Now, I don't know if you guys can see out here in this paddock, that's where that cracking barley was that we harvested, and there's little bales of straw everywhere out there. So that all got baled 2 or 3 days ago, I think, and yeah, I think there's about 80 tonne there off about 28 hectares, so a good amount of straw. It's nice looking stuff. talking about 35 tonne off 9.65 hectares, so that puts it right about 3.6 tonne to the hectare, just round it off, call it 3.5. So it's a good average crop for us, especially on 10 inches of rain. We really can't complain about that. So very blessed to have a crop worth harvesting out here this year. What's the first rule of harvest? Shut the damn bin lids at night. I can't believe I did that yesterday. Unbelievable. You know, I could have almost had a sleep in this morning if I wanted to, but anyway, I made the most of it with getting that video edited. But I'm going to call this a video here, guys. I just want to say thank you to all of you for watching the videos. We really do appreciate it. If you'd like to see more videos or you want to support the channel, just consider liking and subscribing, because that really helps us out. You guys have yourselves a good one, and until next time, see ya. Ah! Hello. You're the only one.